the north side, ready have a good time. Off the roads where I'm from, I'm the tour guide.
Alright, motherfuckers, this is Master Marks, and I'm coming back with another motherfucking goddamn live video. In today's video, well, y'all been asking for it, and y'all know we are the Ross Wrestling YouTube channel on fucking YouTube, and y'all been asking for it. So today's video is simply titled TONYKHAN does not like black people, allegedly. TONYKHAN does not like black people. Why do we at Master Marks say TONYKHAN doesn't like black people? Simply because look at his black African-American wrestlers who are inside of his company. We all know how it goes. We all know how it fucking goes. It goes like this. African-American wrestler signs to AEW. He gets put on TV for a couple weeks. He gets a little bit of popularity. He or she gets a little bit of popularity and some kind of clout, and they'll post a video about him or her. And then, guess where they go? AEW motherfucking dark. AEW dark. Now, let's first bring up the first reason why I say that. And the first reason why I say that is, look at Keith Lee. Now, I get it. Swerve and Keith Lee are the tag team champions, but that title means absolutely fucking nothing. And then, for the hype that Keith Lee has to be Keith Lee, right? Being Keith Lee, right? For the hype that he has, Keith Lee could be in a title, could be the heavyweight champion of a company. But instead, he is sent to the tag team division. Why is Keith Lee sent to the tag team division? I wonder if it doesn't have anything to do with charisma. Keith Lee has a little bit of charisma. It's Keith Lee. He's I don't hate on Keith Lee. His weight is the problem, I think, mainly with Keith Lee, but yeah. Okay? So that's the first thing. Everybody has hyped up Keith Lee. Such a big fan of Keith Lee, and TONYKHAN has done absolutely nothing with him. The second reason why they made such a big deal about what is his name? What is that guy's name? What is his fucking name? Hold on. Let me give y'all AW Pack Smokers, give me a second. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I really cannot remember what the fuck his name was. And I'm trying to think. Oh, I know what it is. I know. They made such a big deal about Scorpio Sky being a black TNT champion, or the first ever black TNT champion. And then a week later, they took the fucking belt from him. Like 2 weeks later. He didn't even have a fucking belt for like a month. He didn't even have a fucking belt for a month. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of racist ass shit that has happened in fucking WWE. So I don't want anybody to be in the comment section, what about in WWE? We already fucking know that. We know it's a bunch of racist ass shit that go on in fucking WWE. You don't have to even say the shit. You don't even have to say it. We know that. But let's talk about TONYKHAN not liking black people. Scorpio Sky had the belt for 2 fucking weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. He was undefeated. Where he was at, where Scorpio Sky was at that point in time, TONYKHAN should have had enough fucking common sense to transition Scorpio Sky to the heavyweight division. Let him win the heavyweight champion. Then you'll have something to brag about. Don't brag about the first ever black jobbers champion. That championship means fucking nothing. Nothing. That belt means nothing. The TNT championship might as well not even exist. That belt means fucking nothing. So that's the next reason why. Then let's move on to their women's division. You got women like Athena or whatever the fuck her name is, and all of these girls who are African-American women, and they do absolutely nothing with them. Tony Khan does not like black people. He don't give a fuck about no black people. He never will. You see what he did to Big Swole? Look at his history. He fucking not embarrassed. He talks shit about Big Swole. He does absolutely nothing with the African-American talent that he has in his company, but put him on a show called AEW Dark. Come on now, bro. Come on now. That's common fucking sense. If you a black wrestler, you might as well get ready to put your ass on motherfucking AEW Dark if you work for Tony Khan. Because Tony Khan don't give a fuck about no black people. He never has, and he never fucking will. He only gives a fuck about jobbers. White jobber dudes. And it ain't even just black people. He don't give a fuck about Miro, too. Let's bring that up, too. Andrade. Tony Khan just don't like minorities, I don't think. And Tony Khan is a fucking minority. But mainly, with the amount of black talent that Tony Khan has on his roster, Tony Khan does not give a fuck about black people. He don't fucking like them. He don't. He talked all that shit about Big Swole. He have a black person win the championship for 2 weeks and they take it right off of him. They still yet to have had a black heavyweight champion. And you got a guy like Powerhouse Hobbs, who is dominant as fuck, who should be the heavyweight champion because he's young, he's strong. I don't know about his talking skills. They are, yeah. Ricky Starks, yeah. Ricky Starks has charisma, so that's cool. He's a little small, but he's got charisma. You got all of these African-American guys in the fucking company. Scorpio Sky, Powerhouse Hobbs. Matter of fact, let's bring up the fact that the guy who was the ROH champion, let's bring up the fact that Jonathan Gresham had the fucking ROH championship. He had the ROH championship, and what did Tony Khan do? He took it from him. He didn't even have somebody beat him that was worth beating him. Cesaro. And I don't give a fuck about Jonathan Gresham. But why the fuck you think Jonathan Gresham don't want to be there? Because he know Tony Khan don't like black people. He don't give a fuck about black people. He don't give a fuck about minorities. He only give a fuck about fucking skinny, twig, white dudes who can't even fucking wrestle, who have no charisma. If a guy like THEROCK was in AEW, in his peak and in his prime, Tony Khan wouldn't know what the fuck to do with him. He put him on AEW Dark. He'd get THEROCK the TNT championship. Like what the fuck THEROCK gonna do with a TNT championship? That belt has no legacy. Nothing. No legacy. No legacy. And now we're going to talk about the real reason why I say Tony Khan don't like black people. The women's TBS champion is Jade Cargill, right? Jade Cargill. Why in the fuck does she have that title? If she is that dominant, why the fuck does she have that title? What is that belt? That belt means absolutely nothing. That belt means absolutely nothing. Don't she got like over 36 fucking victories? Undefeated? Ain't she fucking undefeated? By victory number 15, they should have said, okay, she got the Jobbers title. Let's go ahead and have her go to the women's heavyweight championship and win that and continue this undefeated streak. No. He'd rather go give it to Britt Baker. Even though Jade Cargill is a little rough in the ring, I will say that. She's a little rough in the ring. She's still green as hell. She is. Anybody who says she isn't green as hell clearly doesn't watch wrestling. But she's green as fuck. But the whole women's roster is green as fuck. The whole women's roster. The whole roster. Now is the perfect time, Tony, if you really do give a fuck about black people, which we know you don't fucking care about black people. We know you don't. We know you don't. Because look at how you did Jonathan Gresham. Look at how you do your black wrestlers in your company. Oh, here's a belt for 2 weeks and we're going to take it away from you to give it to Sammy Guevara, who don't even fucking need it. Sammy Guevara wasn't even there. He wasn't even there that long. He won the belt, and then Sammy Guevara went out to do something, probably talk about fucking Tay Conti. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? And he took the belt right off of Scorpio Sky, gave it right to Sammy Guevara. Tony Khan don't give a fuck about no black wrestlers. He don't, because if he did, he got Keith Lee. If Keith Lee is the indie neckbeards guy, and Tony Khan is an indie neckbeard, why didn't Tony Khan make Keith Lee the heavyweight champion or have him compete for a heavyweight champion? Why is he a tag team champion with Isaiah Squirrel Scott? Swerve, whatever the fuck his name, Swerve Scott. Why? That's because Tony Khan don't give a fuck about no black wrestlers. He don't. And it's not even like surprising. He got Jade Cargill out here being undefeated and beating people for a belt. That means absolutely fucking nothing. What is the TBS title? What is that? A jobber's title. So basically, she is an undefeated jobber. You have her have a dominant run to be an undefeated jobber, dominant, undefeated woman. That makes no fucking sense. Tony Khan does not like black people. And that's allegedly, we'll say that. Because Tony Khan might have him a black chick somewhere. We don't know. But from what I see and what has happened with Big Swole and Jonathan Gresham and his talent and the AEW dark, literally AEW dark. It's called dark for a reason. It's seeming that Tony Khan don't like black people. He has Powerhouse Hobbs. You think Powerhouse Hobbs under Triple H is not going to be a champion? You're fucking on drugs. And I know Triple H was in some tricky shit with Booker T, but that storyline. Powerhouse Hobbs is young as fuck, in good shape. He may need some promo work. His ring work is Promo, He has a little bit of charisma. And what do they do? Oh, let's get a belt back to Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley has no charisma. He's not charismatic at all. What's next? We need to go get a belt next to Jenny Omega? Who gonna be the champion after that? It ain't gonna be a black dude. Who gonna be the AEW Women's Champion? It ain't gonna be a black woman. Shit, the Mexicans luckied up and got motherfucking what's her name as the champion. She could walk around. She used to be able to walk around with a sombrero. I guess she hurt. Whatever the fuck the case may be. I still feel like that's backstage politics because she got some beef with Britt Baker. So that's still tricky. The Mexican folks, they barely got somebody. The Puerto Ricans got Sammy Guevara. They lucky. I think he Puerto Rican. I don't fucking know. He might be Puerto Rican. I don't fucking know. I really don't even fucking know. They got Sammy Guevara. What is Andrade doing? This video should have really been titled Tony Khan does not like minorities. But at least there have been some minorities that have won something. And I know they could say, oh, Scorpio Sky won the tag team championship and he won the TNT championship. Those two titles mean absolutely fucking nothing in wrestling. Nothing. Because it's not even the biggest title. It's not the big title. They don't have good storylines. The storyline is the same bullshit. There's no difference between the storylines with Tony Khan than some of the most ignorant shit that fucking Vince McMahon did. There's no difference. They preached and did all this shit, talk about Sonny Kiss. which I don't give a fuck about Sonny Kiss, but they preached and did all this shit and talked about Sonny Kiss, and Sonny Kiss was on fucking AEW Dark since the company opened. Tony Khan does not give a fuck about black people. He don't. He just really don't. And I'm not trying to make this video longer than it needs to be, but let's just be honest. Where is the proof that Tony Khan gives a fuck about a black wrestler? Female or male, or whatever gender, whatever sexuality. Where's the proof? Because all I see is them getting jobbers titles and them doing absolutely nothing good in the company. They'll have all the hype in the world and do what? Job out, like Jonathan Gresham did. Jobbed out to motherfucking Cesaro. Cesaro is not champion material. Sorry, fellas. Sorry, neckbeards who listen to this video. My AEW Pack Smokers, they already know what the fuck is up. Shout out to the AEW Pack Smokers. Yeah, yesterday we did hit 500, but a few folks unfollow, unsubscribe. It is what it is. We going to get back to 500. It is what it is. I still consider us at 500. And I do thank y'all for supporting us. And I really do appreciate all of my AEW Pack Smokers. But like, let's be honest. Tony Khan don't give a fuck about no black people, and he never will give a fuck about black people. Only thing that Tony Khan give a fuck about is nerdy white jobbers. I hate to say it. He'll sign every black wrestler he can, but he's not going to do shit with them. If Sasha Banks bitching him on in WWE, tell Sasha Banks' black ass to go to AEW and see what the fuck they do with her. Her ass going to be on AEW Dark. She'll really have a reason to fucking bitch him on and complain. She'll really have a reason. Because Tony Khan is not going to do shit with a black wrestler. He got Jade Cargill. If you got Jade Cargill, you should be investing all your time because she's money. She's got a good body. She's got a good look. She's very charismatic in a way. Her ring work is nah, but hey, like I said, as long as you can talk on the mic, look pretty decent, be charismatic, you can be successful in wrestling. Like, people who are charismatic don't have to be the best wrestlers in the world. I know to fucking indie nerds, they have to know how to do all of these ring work and these arm locks and these hammer locks and clover release and all kind of bullshit to be considered the best wrestler. But that shit really don't fucking matter. Jade Cargill, why the fuck is she why is she the women's jobbers champion and she's undefeated? Somebody tell me that in the comment section. AEW Pack Smokers, please advise me why Jade Cargill is undefeated, has beaten like 36, 37, 39 motherfuckers, and she's a jobbers champion. I know why, because Tony Khan don't give a fuck about black people. He don't give a fuck about black women. He don't give a fuck about black men. He don't give a fuck about black wrestlers. And you can tell them Master Mark said that. I really don't give a fuck. I don't. He don't give a fuck about black people, bro. Because if he did, there would be some kind of movement. THEROCK, black champion. Mark Henry, black champion. There have been tons of black champions in WWE. There has been 0 heavyweight black champions in AEW. And I don't think there ever will be. Because by the time Powerhouse Hobbs finally wakes up and smells the fucking coffee, he's going to get the fuck out of there. He'll go to NXT for a little bit, dominate, go to motherfucking WWE, possibly be a champion in the future. Be wrestling dudes like Carmelo and shit like that. Same thing for Ricky Starks. He ain't going to want to be there forever. Because their black talent have been pushed to do shit like win the FTW championship. What the fuck is the FTW championship? What is that? What is that? A championship Taz had? That's not even a real belt? It's not even really like listed as a real championship. It's just basically like the $1 million championship. Basically. Get real. At the end of the day, Tony Khan does not like black people. He has disrespected black women. Why the black women ain't saying no shit about that? Why y'all still oblivious to that? He has disrespected his black male wrestlers, made them look like jobbers, put them on AEW Dark, kept motherfuckers on AEW Dark. There was a wrestler, there's a wrestler, I can't even think of the motherfucking name. He's lost like 52 matches. And there are people who should be losing 52 matches. John Silver, -1, like a little kid is winning more matches than this guy. That's how you know. Tony Khan do not give a fuck about black wrestlers. He don't. He doesn't. He don't like them. He don't even like black people. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. And I know a lot of AEW pack smokers, they might not agree with this. No, I'm sorry. I know a lot of AEW pack smokers, they're going to agree with this, but the fucking indie neckbeards aren't going to agree with this. I kind of misconstrued myself a little bit. I know that's going to be the case, but let's really be honest. Tony Khan don't like black people. To all the indie neckbeard weirdos who don't understand that, y'all need to wake the fuck up. Just like Powerhouse Hobbs need to wake the fuck up. Y'all need to stop sleeping. Because look at Tony Khan's history. Just look at the disrespect that he had for Big Swole. And then he tried to clear it up. Still ain't made it right with Big Swole. Tony Khan don't give a fuck about black people. Sorry. He don't. There might not ever be a black AEW champion, heavyweight champion, or women's champion. Because look at Jade Cargill. She undefeated. Won 36 fucking matches and still a jobbers champion. That's a waste of her time. Jade Cargill should not be wasting her time with a TNT championship. He should have been put the women's championship on her and at least let her build something. Let her build something. Because that TNT title or TBS title, whatever the fuck it is, it don't matter. It's basically the same belt. That jobbers title means nothing. So yeah, at the end of the day, Tony Khan don't give a fuck about black people. Tony Khan will never give a fuck about black wrestlers. They will always be considered perfect for AEW Dark. This has been Masked Up Marks. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment. Tell us if you hate us. Tell us if you love us. Remember, this is a very, very raw wrestling channel. So anybody who watches this video who says you're ranting and you're upset and blah, 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 that is what we do at Masked Up Marks. Shout out to the AEW pack smokers. Fuck Tony Khan. He don't like black people. Look at Jade Cargill. I'm out this bitch.